explorer. She's cute, she's funny, she's willing to stare at you for hours with her cold, dead eyes. Goose Willis! Steph, are you cheating on me? When the neighbors leave their sex toys on the clothesline. I try competing to be the lead in this race when you can just kill off the player. Are you an 11-year-old animal killer? I sound the Afton alarm. I like to call him Mustard Man. Turning tails into a helicopter. Italians are human too. Peachette is gonna start tooting and have to put an end to the reigning queen. But ladies and gentlemen, we are about to place a block. I need that sweet brown liquid in my mouth. Who's got a tiny banana? Ask when you can stalk her online and use hidden measurements kept on obscure websites. Green little dinosaur right there carrying the Bible. That is our earliest version of Yoshi. Oh, actually, it's totally hot. Watch out, Goombas. Here comes Matteo. You will die. Your friends will die. Your loved ones will all die. Two sometimes get startled and throw my balls at people and go by many names. Phone guy, Matpat, Scott Cawthon. Good night, sleep tight. Don't let the shape-shifting robots slice off your face and steal it. Each should be buried under that tree. Look at that. We're now outside your house. How do we break in? Come on, you have to choose something. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Anyway, that new flavor's name, Lemon Party. By the way, do not Google that. Trust me on this one. Just trust me on this one. Do not look it up. Pull out your monkey wrench and just say no to crack, cause we're going plumbing. This is the scary fucking animals. A positive message of social acceptance. Crack cocaine. Wait a minute. Nostalgic IP. Creepy tapes. Dead kid. Ladies and gentlemen, we just got the game theory bingo! Throw a few fresh veggies and some expired chemicals into a nearby pot, thereby giving birth to his new flavor, veggie broth with morphine.
No one's looking for a killer when they already have one locked up.
If I can help you on your quest for self-discovery, I gladly accept the task. Come to Cannibalism Week, gay or not, the pyro is one big flamer. The adventure kicks off with a science experiment gone wrong. Take one teleportation pod, throw in a magical pendant, and bada bing bada boom, you've accidentally torn the time-space continuum. What better way to capstone a year full of crazy headlines than people taking the world's most relaxing game and turning it into a war zone? So, I'm Dream's father. It'd be like having your arms sprout out of your forehead so you could reach the last Diet Coke on the top shelf, and then being able to slide all the way down to your legs to reach the double stuffed Oreos you tucked away in the bottom of the pantry.
Is better than Diamond, and obviously all the weapons are more powerful than Diamond as well.
The theater masks actually originates in ancient Greek theater. The first plays evolved from rituals that involved masks, so it was natural for actors to wear masks that represented these heightened emotions that their characters were feeling. And while I don't think that Sun and Moon also means that an impressionable 10-year-old is going to be much more likely to save you from that horrific death by throwing his balls in your face. That's thirsty. Ash Ketchum, Bart Simpson, Gohan, and Popeye would all be girls.
Poppy Playtime is the unofficial sequel to Breaking Bad.
Stalin's actions in perspective, compare him to Hitler, whose Holocaust killed 12 million people. Any way you slice it, not nice guys. And that, dear theorists, is everything you need to know to understand this episode and pass the Russian unit in world history. So how could Mario care? That's right, my friends. Waluigi is canonically forklift certified. Who is Sans? Well, what if we took it one final step and said that Sans happened to be Heck, forget seeing every single room. He is humping every single chair. An Oscar-winning actress to start giving titty twisters to statues in order to hawk your mobile game? You know you've got cash to spare. To put with Sonic and Max was Tails. We would get together every weekend to make it a little further in the game. I would inevitably rage quit and his brother would be forced to sing Christina Aguilera's Genie in a Bottle. According to Nintendo of Japan and Super Smash Bros., Kirby's official canon size, 8 inches. Mic drop. This thing right here is a threat scarier than anything Nintendo has ever cooked up. Wiper? No swiping those evil possessed tapes.
Oh man! again?
Determined to get a leg up over Coca-Cola, made a deal with the USSR. With the war effort in full swing, many farmers were getting enlisted into the military, thereby leaving the US struggling with major agricultural labor shortages. As a result, the government introduced the Bracero program, an effort to immigrate Mexicans to the US in order to keep things running. But this also meant that men, women, and most importantly, their children were moved to the US and thereby put into harm's way. And that, I suspect, is the sad origin of El. Do you see the subscription button? Don't click on that one. Nope, you don't want to see what happens if you click on it. Good choice. What a good. You may be asking me right now, how do you get an X-ray of a fictional character? Easy. The original Smash Brothers. Thank you for being there, and thank you for helping to make December 3rd the single proudest day of my YouTube career. So now let's talk about pirates. Dora in boots, and the viewer, if you choose to participate, extend a hand out and chant the words, "Swiper no swiping." You want to know what that resembles? An X. Handle your meat matters. Probably should have rephrased that one. Nope, it's recorded. Looks like the adoption was a 2-for-1 deal. You get the cute little girl, and her demonic blob friend comes along for free. What a steal! Be something to replace it with. Enter spandex. Stretchy, breathable, shapeable, and not helping to take down the Nazis. It's important to understand why. Weapons like bullets are sometimes described as kinetic projectiles or kinetic energy weapons, and that's largely because their deadliness comes from the kinetic energy, that is the energy of motion. If you paid attention in physics class, you might remember that kinetic energy equals 1/2 mass times velocity squared. That mass part shouldn't be all that surprising. Getting hit with a heavy thing hurts more than getting hit with a light thing. Double the mass, double the kinetic energy, obvious logic is obvious. But the velocity squared part is what makes speed particularly deadly. Double the speed, and you get 4 times the kinetic energy. 10 times the speed, 100 times the kinetic energy. That's how a tiny bullet, despite being a lot lighter than your fist or a potato, can be that much more lethal. It's traveling so fast. So to understand how much kinetic energy Tom opened up and he had these jaws. Next thing I know, a sharp tongue shot out of his mouth and stabbed him right through the eye.
Can you describe who you saw?
Well, he was short, 2 stubby legs, little oval-shaped visor, kind of round at the top. Had a cute backpack.
Yeah, sure, we all look like that. What I'm interested in is his color. What color was he?
Excuse me, what?
His color. What was his color?
I do not see the world that way, and I am more than a bit offended that you would ask me a superficial question like that.
This is literally a world where we're all identified by our color.
Well, some of us like to think that we should be judged on the merit of our actions and not the color of our suits. Maybe one day you'll understand that. Good day, sir.
We lost our key witness. Let him go, boys.
Average home in the US cost $211,000, and in 2020, their average rose to $383,000. That's an 82% inflation increase, which is just wild to think about. In only 20 years, property prices have gone up by an average of $172,000. No wonder no one can afford to buy houses anymore. Sad realities aside, this does give us a baseline to work with. The original Animal Crossing.
Get straight to the juice.
Oh, I want that juice.
Yeah, you sure do, man.
Oh, buddy. Love that juice.
Was the whole meme. We had this realization that if you walked around pelvis first, you done got scooped. Pelvis first, done got scooped. And who was known as the pelvis?
Elvis. You can't spell pelvis without Elvis. And now we know why.
Elvis the pelvis, because he was known for shaking his hips, and that was all taboo back in the days when people are like, oh no, dancing. Welcome to history on GT Live. So pelvis, evils, inability to leave the building. Now we just need to find some toilets.
There you go.
Slap a thumbnail on that one, and we've got ourselves a theory.
The bathroom is the real key to solving security breach.
That's the clue that solves FNAF security breach. One of the consequences of his theory was the concept of time dilation, or the fact that time slows with motion. The faster you move, the more difference occurs, and at speeds close to the speed of light, time practically stops. It sounds crazy, but it's been proven. 2 synchronized atomic clocks were tested. One clock was kept on Earth, while another one was put into a high-speed plane and flown around for a while. When the plane returned, the clock was behind by exactly the amount Einstein's equations predicted. But when they resynchronized the clocks on Earth, they were still running at exactly the same rate. In other words, time had passed slower on the plane because because of how fast it was traveling. Time had dilated or expanded. In other words, time travel is proven to be a real thing. Now look at Rosalina's. It creates a vortex ring, kind of like a smoke ring or mushroom cloud from a nuclear explosion. This vortex ring allows peat to launch its spores at an incredible speed for such a small plant, discharging spores at up to 65 miles per hour, 29 meters per second, in less than 1,000th of a second. That, loyal theorists, is some fast discharge, especially when considering that this plant is only a couple centimeters high. Now scale that up 30 times to like Bert came into town
It's
off
like
of Sesame Street.
the Snape puppet pal.
Snape. All right, well, I'm just putting myself out of my misery here.
Yeah, man. That is the saddest looking milkman I've ever seen in my life.
Have you seen many milkmen in your life, Ash?
No.
I was gonna say, so there you go.
It's pretty easy.
Maybe all milkmen are sad. You ever think about that?
Yeah. No one's ever asking how the milkman is.
No. Right? They're just asking about the milk.
They were asking where he was, but
Just I thought there would be like 3 people trying to get in. The fact that there is still a progression of people coming into my house, my building.
Oh, I'm talking about an entirely different sort of themed parody game with hidden lore and ARG and dead kids. You know, the one where the cans moan a lot and one is a disfigured humanoid monster that longs for the sweet release of death.
Oh, you're talking about only cans. Yeah. You're welcome. You pass. I can't open the door for you. A winner's you. That other guy, I don't know what was up with Capuchin though.
yeah, that was a little bizarre.
I'm glad we cleaned him out though. Oh, this guy. Oh, no, my God, no, stop! There was a man with 2 noses! That was not okay. Oh, man. Well, it's been fun, guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you tune in for the fashion show. Bye. I have lost my job as doorman. I let a man in with 2 noses. I love that we struggle with the man with the wrong name, and we just let saunter on in the man with 2 noses. Damn it! Whatever. Welcome aboard. Doing this for as long as I have, I know that there's more than one way to skin a Mario. Well, the next time someone tells you to go outside and have some fun, all you really gotta do is create an alternate reality in your own backyard. This girl, it was poggers when you told me that you loved me, but then you went and pied off and now I'm all Pepe hands. Hurts to be jebaited like that. I'm Omega lol.